Okay, hi guys. So this is gonna be oh ding. This is gonna be a new okay. This is gonna be a new like series that I would like to do, which is going to basically be taking famous Taurians, or maybe one day we'll do another sign, but I think we're gonna stick to Taurus. Famous Taurians and just like looking at their charts. Okay, so heads up, I'm not a professional astrologer. Okay, I have been looking at charts for a while now. I would say like years, but you know, I've studied astrology for a very long time, but I'm using this time to practice my skills. Okay, so let me just say that first of all, this is practice. Okay, practice. So yeah, I think that this will be really fun, and you guys tell me what you think. I don't know. Anyway, let me see. Okay, so let me see really quick who I'm trying to figure out who it was who commented the person who I chose. Okay, so let's see. Uno momento, por favor. Community. All right, this is strange being on camera. Okay, so yeah, a few people commented. We're gonna see. I kind of wanted to give you guys more time to give me more options, but all right. So we have Barbara Streisand, Janet Jackson, the Queen of England. Okay, Chris Brown, of course. All right, but I hope I'm not messing up her name. Anjala Davis said Lizzo. Jennifer Hudson, who I had no idea was a Taurus. Let me just double check that. Jennifer. Okay, let's just be sure, right? Jennifer Hudson is not a Taurus. She is a Virgo. Her birthday is September 12th. But nevertheless, Lizzo is a Taurus, okay? So we got Lizzo. If you don't know, let me, Lizzo is a singer. Okay, she's a really cool singer. I'm gonna try to put her picture here somewhere. I don't know how this whole video recording thing is working, but anyway, she's a really cool singer. She's really known for like showing her body and not caring. She's pretty much, you know, a big girl. She's not a small girl. Okay, she has curves and shapes and all that stuff. She is born on April 27th. She's really outspoken, and she can sing her ass off. Okay, so yeah, this is Lizzo. All right, I throw my hair long, nails, baby, how you feel? Yeah, this is Lizzo. All right, so that is who she is. Her real name is not Lizzo. Her real name is Melissa. Okay, so let's look at Melissa. All right, so now that we have her chart here. All right, so Lizzo was born on April 27th, 1988 at 2:35 in the afternoon. So first off, okay, let me say that while I'm reading this, I'm going to be intuitive and I'm going to be reading the chart. Okay, so first off, thinking of someone who is born in the daytime, especially at 2 in the afternoon, that's like, you know, the sun is pretty high up in the sky. I feel like this person is going to be pretty outro, like not outro, this person can be, you would be more not so much introspective, like very a little bit more fiery. Okay, you may be a little bit more fiery. Mind you guys, I have not looked at her chart. Okay, and I really don't know much about her other than what I told you. But yeah, with you being born, with her being born in the afternoon, I feel like she would be more fiery. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this chart. I'm sorry, y'all, I had to grab a drink. I'm nervous. Okay, so boom, she's a Taurus sun. All right, so let's start with her first house here. Okay, her ascendant, okay, she is, her ascendant is Virgo. So she's a Virgo ascending. Okay, so with that being said, with her being a Virgo ascendant, I feel like, you know, your ascendant sign is kind of what you look like, right? Your ascendant, your first house, that's the house of Aries. Aries rules the first house. This will show you kind of what this person looks like physically, which is interesting because, you know, we always think about Virgo being the 9 of Pentacles, right? The small, thin, petite. Okay, yeah, I don't know her height. Let's check that. Let's check her height. Okay. See, how tall is Lizzo? She's 5 feet. Okay, 5 feet 10 inches. She's 5'10". All right. Okay, she's 5'10", you guys. She's not small. I mean, I'm 5'7" and like a quarter. Okay, so she's not small. She's tall and wide, and that's really cool. So, I mean, she has a lot of presence when she comes in. You know, she may have a lot of presence. 5'10". I mean, nobody's gonna not see her. Okay, Virgo Ascendant. Okay, so she's very particular about things. She may be very particular about herself. She may have been very hard on herself physically, you know, as she was growing up. Okay, she has her moon here in the first house in Virgo. Okay, 19 degrees. So it's kind of you know, it's almost in her second house, but it is still her first. So with her having a Virgo moon, you know, yeah, she's very particular. She's very practical as well. Okay, so that Taurus and that 2 earth sign energy, she's going to be very practical in her finances. So she may be very well in her finances, like very strategic. She may be very controlling as well with her finances, like who's her accountant. She may be like very into that. So because it brings out her emotions in her finances and the things that she can feel, right? The 3D, that earthly energy. Okay, so yeah, things like that may be very important to her finances. Okay, so in her second house, she doesn't have anything, but it is ruled by Libra, okay, which is a beautiful placement, I feel, because the second house is Venusian energy anyway. It is Taurus energy. So with more Venusian energy, Libra ruling her second house, she can be a little bit airy when it comes to her finances and the things that she finds value in. But in general, you know, with that Venus energy there, I feel like, you know, she may have a lot of things. Okay, so a lot of she may have a lot of things in her house. She may care a lot about her home, about the, you know, the quality of the, I mean, she's a Taurus, so she may like a lot of really, really high end things in her house, high end furniture, high end everything in her home. When she gives to people, you know, these may be very high end gifts and things of that such. All right, so let's keep going. I don't want this video to be too long, but let's get into her third house. She has Pluto here in her third house, and Pluto is in the sign of Scorpio. Wow, I have Scorpio and Pluto as well. But yeah, so she has Pluto and Scorpio in the third house. So in her third house, you know, third house is all about your community. She may seem very mysterious in her community, and I don't know if she has sisters and brothers, but yeah, my computer is about to die. Hold on, y'all. Okay, back at it. So yeah, Lizzo. Okay, so yeah, so here in her third house, she has Pluto. So that's very transformative energy, mysterious energy. You know, Scorpio, Pluto's the ruler of Scorpio. You know, so with Pluto over here, and it is right here. It is it's opposing her sun. Okay, it's opposing her sun, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Pluto in the third house, her family, she may be very mysterious to her family or the people that are very close to her, her friends and things of that such. She may not express much, okay? She may hold a lot back in that aspect, all right? So let's look at her fourth house, which is of the home, right? The home, the mother, it's Sagittarius. Her mom could be a Sagittarius here, but you know, the parents, the mom in general may have pushed her a lot in her career, honestly, may have pushed her a lot when she was growing up, like or may have not even been there for her, you know, because you know Sagittarius rules the ninth house. It's about expansion, about bigger things. Or her mom may have been like, you know, you can do this, you can she may have been very confident, may have pushed her a lot, or it may not have been there at all, may have been focused on other things, focused on other people, focused on getting her stuff done, you know, with Sagittarius energy. Fifth house here, right? So fifth house is the house of creativity. And when it comes to like famous people, not just famous, but people who are musicians and things of that such, actors, you find them to have something happening in their fifth house. Fifth house is all about creativity. It's also the house of children. It's also the house of like pleasure and things of that such. So how they express their creativity. So her fifth house is ruled by Capricorn. All right. So she also has Saturn in the fifth house. Yeah. So that's pretty heavy, you know, to have Saturn in your fifth house. It's like something that's always, I feel like she's gonna be around for a long time. She may have music 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, because with Saturn there, it's like she's not done. You know, Saturn is going to be riding her butt for the rest of her life. Like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you know, keep going. It's not going to be an ending, I feel like, you know, like, oh, a one singer flop type thing. Or she may get into other types of entertainment. So she also has Uranus here. Okay, so Uranus and Saturn and Neptune. Okay, so yeah, with Neptune, you know, Neptune it rules Pisces. So that mystery, that I feel like her creativity could also be, there could be a lot of, because, you know, Neptune, it kind of gives you blurb. Alcohol is Neptune, okay? Drinking, and like, you can't really you can't, it's like water running through your hands, you know, you can't grasp it, you can't understand it. It's smoky, it's smoke and mirrors. All right, Neptune is smoke and mirrors, and trying to suppress that. So, you know, I feel like that could be very significant to her, being in the fifth house of creativity and so close to Saturn. She could be really hard on herself when it comes to her creativity, okay, especially with that Virgo rising. All right, so yeah, her creativity could be, and even children I'm getting as well, like okay, yeah, it could be her job, which is singing, you know, her job, which is performing for other people. It could give her lots of confusion. It could bring confusion for her, pleasing other people, you know, with the things that has come to, with her gifts, you know, because it's something so sacred that now she has to learn how to give to other people. So that could be very confusing for her in the life, you know, thing that she has to deal with in her whole life. All right, so the sixth house, right, is all about the day-to-day things, what she does in the day-to-day. All right, this is ruled by Aquarius. Okay. And so yeah, she also has her Mars here. Mars in the sixth house makes you want to do stuff, makes you want to get stuff done every day. I feel like with that Virgo energy, that Virgo ascending and moon, you know, and Mars in the sixth house, it's like, this girl sounds like a hard worker. I mean, she does. She sounds like she's very hard on herself when it comes to work. Mars in the sixth house, though, you know, I find that to be very interesting, with her being kind of overweight. Like, I don't want to be, you know, offensive or anything like that, but I find that to be interesting because Mars is a planet of action. You know, it's Aries. It's like, you know, I feel like moving and every day. But it also can be, you know, with Aquarius there, Aquarius is kind of standoffish. It's like, Mars in Aquarius, you know, in the sixth house. I just feel like she has a very unique way of thinking as well. And in her day-to-day, she has a lot of Aquarius energy. This is the broader mind. It's not Sagittarius way of thinking, but it's like something different. So Sage is more, masses. It's like, okay, well, let's talk about the planet and the stars and everything that we know. But Aquarius is kind of what we don't know. Aquarius is like brand new energy, right? So with the Mars, it's like she's always bringing in these fresh ideas into her everyday situations. Okay, in the 7th house here, we have the North Node. Oh, somebody else's chart I was looking at, and they had North Node in the 7th house as well. But yeah, in Pisces. Wow. Yeah, so her North Node is in Pisces. That's really cool. So that's, that's that 12th house energy. Pisces is all about mystery and, the mysteries of the world and dreaming. And this is the North Node is all about your where you're going, where you are, where your soul is trying to get to, right? What you're reaching for, what your destiny is. It's all about destiny, North Node. So she can be very mysterious. She can be very mystic, very, I wouldn't be surprised if she's like, very religious, maybe. She could be religious, but she could also just be very spiritual. With it being in the 7th house, her destiny seems to be, because your 7th house deals with partnerships, right? So she could end up marrying someone who is very spiritual, or marrying someone who is very mysterious with the Pisces. But Pisces, that's more Scorpio. But Pisces are they just bleed mystery. Like they just ooze mystic. Okay, Pisces oozes mysticism. They're not mysterious, but they're more so like, you could talk to a Pisces about anything. You can be like, oh my gosh, I had this dream, and they'll be like, ooh, really? Or they just, nothing can you can't surprise a Pisces. So with that being her North Node, I just feel like her relationship could be very spiritual. Also, something with this is bringing me like, she's going to touch a lot of people. Okay, she's going to, with the partners in the 7th house, her 7th house being ruled partnerships and things of that such. Not only is it about marriage, but partnerships, like people that you meet. It's just like 2 of Cups energy, like people that you meet, another person, as opposed to your 1st house. 1st house is about the self. Okay, then 7th house is about people, other people. Okay, so with her North Node being there and it being in Pisces, I just feel like she could really touch a lot of people. And I feel like she does when I think about her music, and the fact that she's so like confident, and she teaches other young girls how to be confident about themselves. I think this is a part of her destiny. Okay, so let's look at the 8th house. She doesn't have anything in her 8th house. 8th house rules other people's money. Yeah, because it's opposing the 2nd house, right? 2nd house is about your money, your values. Now we get over here and it's about other people's money, how you bring in money. All right, so she doesn't have any planets here, but she does have Aries here. All right, and Mars is in the 6th in Aquarius, which is funny because it's empty. Not like Aquarius, but Aquarius is detached. So yeah, Aries rules her 8th house. It's very fiery, with that 8th house energy. I feel like that's good. Honestly, sometimes I have a lot of planets in my 8th house. So sometimes I think that not having anything in your 8th house, because, okay, Pluto rules the 8th house, right? So it's like transformation, sex, endings, like things that happen abruptly. This is the 8th house energy. So I don't find that to be an issue for her. And I feel like she's going to be very, with Aries ruling that, and Aries is, Aries is the single, not single, but Aries is the person who's going to do shit on their own, So with that being, I feel like she's going to, the 8th house, she doesn't have any planets in here. So it's like Aries ruling the 8th house. She's going to be, it rules Aries rules the first house, is the individual, right? Not the single, the individual. So with Aries being the individual, I feel like she's going to be the main person. She could be the first person in her family to go off and have this major stardom. You know, she could be the first person to have this major situation happening to her. I don't know her life story, but we're going to keep going. All right. But I do feel like she's very, she is a pioneer in a lot of ways. Okay. So in the ninth house, she has her sun in the ninth house. Okay. Again, sun in the ninth house, that's ego. That's your ego into your spirituality. Again, that Sagittarius energy, right? Sagittarius rules the ninth house. So that's expanded mindsets, expanded thought. With your sun there, it's massive expansion. That's what I was getting with that Pisces North Node. Okay, so yeah, it's like ego. It's like she wants people to hear what she has to say. With Sagittarius, it's like, I just read this amazing book that just taught me all this stuff, and y'all need to sit down and listen to what I've learned my whole life. Okay, so that's the sun in the ninth house. It's like, I'm gonna tell you this amazing thing. Like, we need to all know this information type stuff. Like with the sun there, yeah, she has a lot to say. She has a lot to say. She has a lot to teach other people. Jupiter conjunct the sun is even bigger expansion. Okay, it's even and with Mercury, oh my God. Okay, let me take this. Okay. Mercury in Taurus. I have Mercury in Taurus. All right. Jupiter in Taurus. Wow. Jupiter in Taurus. This is all in ninth house. Jupiter in Taurus, that sounds so dope. Like, okay. Taurus is all about second house energy, finances. Okay. So to have Jupiter there, that's beautiful. That's expanding your finances and your values, what you value, good luck, all of that. So she has a beautiful aspect here in her ninth house. All right, yeah, Taurus. Okay, Taurians, here we go. Taurus in the ninth house. It's really cool. All right, 10th house, she has Gemini, okay? So 10th house, as you know, okay, your midhaven, her midhaven is here. So she has her midhaven is in Taurus. Yeah. So your 10th house is all about your stage, right? Your stage presence. So here in the 4th house is about the home and what you do in your home, you know, your mother and all of that. When you get to the 10th house right across, that's what you show to other people. Now that you've, you know, graduated and you've come up and now you're on a stage, now you're showing people this. You're showing people what you can do. This is your career. This is the house of Capricorn. So it's all about career, what you're doing with your life, right? So, okay, 10th house energy here. She has it in Gemini, communication. Hello, she's here to communicate something very important, ninth house, okay? She's definitely here to communicate something very important. Chiron here, okay? Chiron is the wounded healer. So she's here to communicate what she has healed from. Yeah, and with Venus being right here in Gemini, yeah, she has Venus in Gemini. With Venus being right here, you know, I feel like she gets a lot of love for what she's healed from. There's a lot of love here for whatever she's healed from, which is what she talks about, right? Which is, she talks a lot about her size and a lot about, you know, just the industry. I believe the only things that I've heard her really talk about are things like that, you know, what she believes in. She's going to communicate it. And I feel like that's her destiny. That's with the 10th house there. She's doing exactly what she's supposed to. North Node in Pisces. All right. So, yeah, so 11th house now, right? We get into like 11th house is about these important friendships, important important business ventures. All right, she has Cancer ruling that. There's nothing in here, but she does have Cancer ruling her 11th house, which is very loving, okay, nurturing. So there can be a lot of people around her that want to nurture her as she has grown up, and the business ventures that she has met, the managers and, you know, people around her who take care of her finance, take care of her money, or, you know, anybody that she meets from work or friendships. You know, she makes very good friendships with that Cancer energy here. All right, everybody wants to nurture her, wants to care for her. I mean, she's a Taurus sun, okay? So yeah, 12th house. All right, we get to the 12th house. Last house, Pisces, right? She has Leo here. She doesn't have anything in her chart, but she does have Leo here. Again, you know, I'm finding her to be very mystical. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, she might be down with the get down, y'all. I don't know about her, but she seems to be very mystical. Okay, Leo energy here. So this is like the sun energy is expanded. So her 12th house is like the sun is there, basically. You know, Leo, it's like, hey, I'm here. Look at me. Look at me. Yeah, North Node in Pisces. All right. Okay, yeah. Looking at her aspects down here. All right, her sun is conjunct Mercury. We know that, right? Her sun squares her Mars. Yeah, that's what I was getting. So it's like that Mars energy in the 6th house was a little bit confusing to me, because I'm like, why is she not? Because Mars in the 6th house to me seems like somebody who wants to work out every day, like a gym junkie. Okay. But with it squaring her sun, which is in Taurus, you know, it might kind of override that energy. It's like opposing. Squaring means that something is like, it's not a good aspect to have a square. Okay. So it kind of throws that off. Something throws off that energy, because Mars in the 6th house to me screams a gym junkie. Every day, tan, gym, huh, you know? But with it opposing her sun, it's like she wants to talk about bigger things. She doesn't really, and that Taurus energy, you know, it can be kind of overindulging in food and things like that. Yeah. Sorry, let's keep going. Beautiful energy though. She has these trines here. Trines are one of the best aspects you can get, other than like a beautiful conjunction or something. But with the sun trining Jupiter, wow, she has her sun trine Jupiter. Okay. I'm sorry, no, sun trine Saturn. But she also has a trine here with the moon. Okay, yeah. So sun trine Saturn, and Saturn is over here in the 5th house in Capricorn. So she might even be a grand Earth trine. Yeah, she is. She's a grand Earth trine. She's like yeah, you see that? She's a grand Earth trine. Let me just be, no, I'm not gonna do that right now. But yeah, she's very stable, very financially fit. Okay, grand Earth trine. I have a trine in water, which brings in a lot of a grand Earth, a grand water trine. I'm a grand water trine. She is a grand Earth trine. All right. Sun trine her Neptune. Yeah. That's that mystery. Okay. She could also have drinking problems. She could have alcohol problems. Okay. That Neptune energy there in the 5th house. She, you know, if something goes wrong in her career, or her how she expresses herself, somebody doesn't like her songs, somebody doesn't like it, that could lead her to drinking, alcohol problems here. All right. Moon square her Venus. Venus is, where is she? Venus in, yeah, Moon squaring off her Venus here. So in love, she could be very, you know, because her moon is in Virgo. So yeah, you know, Virgos, they're very picky. So with the love, she can be very picky in love, very, very, very picky, very communicative about this. All right, this her man has to be perfect. I mean, it needs to be. Yeah. She got the bag. She got the bag. She got everything. Like it should be. She should be picky. Anyway, how can I close this off? This was Lizzo, you guys. I'm not gonna drain y'all's head off too much. Anyway, tell me if you enjoyed it. I'm sure you guys will. Let's find somebody else to read. And if you guys like it, I'll be doing this maybe once a week or something. Have a glass with me and let's see what the tea is, okay? So until next time.